Boys and girls, welcome to Sunday morning. It is the 5th of July, so you've had a week off school already. I hope you've had fun this week. Is anyone still doing homeschool? Has anyone not been told that you're actually off school? Oh, imagine if you hadn't been told that the school holidays were on. Oh, dear me. Boys and girls, I hope you're well. I have a wee thing here I want to show you. We're going to talk about the 10 Commandments. I talked about them last week. Do you remember we made a recipe and it didn't work very well? And I was saying that we need the commandments so that we can do things the way we're supposed to do it, so we can get to be the best that we can be. Well, what are the 10 Commandments? Do you know the 10 Commandments? I'm going to teach you them over the next wee while. But I have them all here. I'm not going to teach you them now, but maybe you might remember them as we go through them. I have a list of the commandments in this bowl. But I also have some other commandments. But it's very easy to know which is which in a sense, or maybe it isn't. I'm going to quiz you now and see if you know which commandment is about God and which commandment is about other people. Because Jesus said that the commandments can be summed up in these two things. The first one is this: love the Lord your God with everything you've got. Love the Lord your God with everything you've got, with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, with all your strength. Love God with everything you've got. So some of the commandments can be put in this bowl. The other is love your neighbour as you love yourself. So that means the person who's down the road from you, you've got to love them as well. Doesn't mean that. Well, it does mean that. But not just the person down the road. Your neighbour is anyone else. Anyone around you that's close to you, you've got to love them too. You've got to love everyone in the same way as you love yourself. So the other commandments can be put in this bowl, because half of the commandments, well, just under half, 40% I would say, go into this bowl, and 60% of the commandments go into this bowl, of the 10 Commandments anyway. And then I have another bowl which says none of the 10 Commandments, but good stuff to do. Okay, so we're going to figure out which one is which. So you see if you can tell me which one is which. Now, let's get on with the first one. So, number 1. Let's see what it says. It says, don't covet. What does that mean? Well, coveting means wanting something so bad that you're willing to do anything to get it. That's what coveting is like. It's not just wanting something that someone else has, it's deeper than that. It's really wanting it and really obsessing about it, and I really want it, I really want it, I really want it. That's a commandment, don't covet. So is that about loving God, loving others, or is it not one of the commandments but it's a good thing to do? Do you know which one it is? Which one do you think it is? Which one? It is this one here. It is one of the commandments. It's about other people, loving other people. If you love other people, you won't covet what they've got. Number 2 then says this: always cough to cover up your bum burps. So when you do a bum burp, you give a wee cough so people can't hear it. Now, which one would that go into? About loving God, about loving others, or not one of the 10 Commandments, but it's a good thing to do? Well, you might think it is about loving others, but the smell's still there. I think it's maybe a good thing to do, but here's the thing: in this day and age with COVID-19, it's the other way around. People are now doing bum burps to cover up the coughs. But we're going to put it in this bowl here. Not one of the 10 Commandments, but something that might be good to do. What's the next one say? The next one says this: don't lie. Okay, well we know what lying is. It's not telling the truth, saying something that's not true. Is that about loving God, about loving others, or not one of the 10 Commandments but a good thing to do? Which bowl would you put it into? I think we should put it into this one, about loving other people. If you love other people, you're not going to lie to them, are you? Okay, you're doing well. Next one. Don't sit under a cow. Now, is that about loving God, about loving others, or just something that's good to do? I think that one's easy enough. I think that's just something that's good to do. But you know what? If you sit under a cow, do you know what you get? Pat in the head. Right. Next one is this. Don't steal. Don't steal. Now, is that about loving God or about loving others or just something good? Well, if you love other people, you're not going to steal. You're not going to take what's theirs. So that's about loving other people. What's next? Don't worship idols. Okay, well, is that about loving God, loving other people, or just something good to do? Well, it is one of the 10 Commandments, but idols have got nothing to do with other people, really. It's about loving God. If you love God, you put Him first, but you also don't worship anyone else as well. You don't worship anything else. You don't worship any idols, so that goes in here. Now, the next one is don't eat your bogies. Now, is that one of the 10 Commandments? Is that one about loving God, loving other people, or just something good to do? I think that's an easy one. That goes in not one of the 10 Commandments, but it's good to do. Or in this case, it's good not to eat your bogies. Now, what else is there? Have no other gods before me. Now, is that about God or about other people, or just something that's good? Well, clues in the commandment, have no other gods before me. Put God first. If we love God with everything we've got, we're not going to have any other gods before Him. So that goes in there. We're almost done. What's this one here say? Honor your father and your mother. So is that about God, other people, or just something good to do? Is it one of the 10 Commandments? Honor your father and mother? Is it? It is. And it's about loving other people. If you love other people as you love yourself, you're going to obey what your mummy and daddy says. You hear that, girls? Now, next one. Keep your room tidy. Now, is that about loving God, loving other people, or not one of the 10 Commandments, but good to do? Is it one of the 10 Commandments to keep your room tidy? It isn't, but it is a good thing to do. So we're going to pop this in this bowl. Now, what's next? Don't kill. Oh, here, we wouldn't want to kill anyone. Is that about God, about loving others, or just something good to do? Well, it is one of the 10 Commandments, and it is about loving others. If you love other people, you're not going to kill them, are you? Of course you're not. Well, pop it in there. Now, what is this one? Don't take God's name in vain. Ooh, that's difficult. What does that mean? Well, don't misuse God's name. Don't say it when you don't need to say it. Well, there'll be more on that in next week. Which one do we put it in? Is that about God or about other people or just something good to do? Well, clues in the name again, clues in the commandment. Don't take God's name in vain. That's about loving God. If you love God with everything, you're not going to misuse His name. So pop it in that bowl. And then we have don't poke the dog. Now, where would that go? But loving God? But loving others? Or something good to do? Well, it's not one of the 10 Commandments, so it will go into this. Not one of the 10 Commandments, but good to do. Or in this case, not to do, don't poke the dog. 2 more to go. What's the next one? Don't commit adultery. That's a strange one. What does that mean? Well, it's kind of like stealing. Don't steal someone else's wife or husband. So where would you put that? Is that about loving God, loving others, or just not one of the 10 Commandments, but good to do? It's one of the 10 Commandments, and it is about loving others. If you love other people, you're not going to steal their husband or wife. So we'll put it in there. And the last one is this. Remember the Sabbath and keep it holy. Now, the Sabbath is the day that God has set aside to worship Him. So that's a clue. Is it about God and loving Him? Is it about others, or just something good to do? Well, it's about loving God. If you love God with everything you've got, you're going to take that day and take that time to spend to worship Him. So that goes in there. Now, we have the 10 Commandments in there, but we also had other ones that are good to do. But don't worry, over the next few weeks, you're going to learn what the 10 Commandments are. And we will learn them. And of course, I said there's going to be a prize if you can get them all and learn them all. So boys and girls, I hope you remember that. If you forget the commandments though, remember these two. Love God with everything you've got. Your heart, your soul, your mind, your strength. Love Him with everything in you. And love other people as you love yourself. You follow those two and you're not going to go far wrong. So boys and girls, I hope you have a great week and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.